Welcome to the Triptych Apartments Gymnasium and Pool Induction video. I'm Justin Moran and have over 25 years personal training experience. This induction process is designed to ensure not only you, but all Triptych residents enjoy a safe, hygienic and pleasurable experience whilst using these beautiful recreational facilities.
To have your fob activated for both the gymnasium and pool area, you will be required to view this video on the gym and pool rules and how to use the gym equipment in its entirety via a link accessed on the Triptych Building Link webpage, and read the terms and conditions contained in the survey section. You will then be required to visit the building manager between 7 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. Monday to Friday to sign a hard copy of the terms and conditions, reviewed online, and have your fob programmed to allow access.
So this is the Triptych Gymnasium, and as you can see, it houses state-of-the-art techno gym exercise equipment for a well-rounded and safe workout. Residents of Triptych quite rightfully take much pride in looking after the gym and expect nothing less than a high level of etiquette and safety. It should go without saying that every user of the gymnasium should conduct themselves in a safe and proper manner with respect for fellow residents and equipment. There is only one entrance to the gym and pool, and to enter requires the use of your fob to gain access. As you enter through the automatic door, you will see the gym straight ahead and the pool slightly above and toward the back of the building. When entering the gymnasium, you will see there are a number of fitness, cardio or aerobic machines, pin-loaded resistance machines, Swiss balls, dumbbells, medicine balls, a number of other pieces of exercise equipment and stretching mats. The gymnasium is for use by residents only. All users of the gymnasium must carry a towel at all times. However, to wipe down the equipment before and immediately after use, please use the sanitising wipes provided. Alcohol, food, glass, sharp objects and drinking glasses are not permitted in the gym or pool areas. Smoking is not permitted in the gym or pool area. Subject to any notices by the manager and/or the owner's corporation, the hours of use of the gym are from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Use outside of these hours is at the discretion of the manager and owner's corporation and must be arranged in advance. Suitable footwear must be worn to and from the gymnasium and at all times when in the gym. Thongs, sandals and bare feet are not safe, suitable or acceptable. Socks and gym shoes, runners or sneakers are to be worn at all times. All users of the gymnasium do so at their own risk. Users are expected to use headphones only for their listening requirements. Gym users have free access to high-speed internet to operate their devices. Please do not drop or clunk your weights. Children under the age of 14 years are not permitted to use the gymnasium unless they too have been inducted and then accompanied by an adult at all times. It may be wise to come to the gym with your own drink bottle to ensure adequate hydration. With regards to exercising effectively and safely in the gym, always ensure that you warm up with, for example, a 5-minute warm up and cool down, and stretching is advised also. Always practice correct breathing techniques and do not hold your breath in any movement. If you require any specific gym program designed for you or would like to seek the services of a personal trainer, please source one yourself, but insist on their qualifications and experience. The owner's corporation insurance will not cover an uninducted user. If a resident invites an uninducted person to use the gymnasium, then any insurance claims arising as a result will be subrogated in full or in part to that resident. Now let's move to the pool area induction. Alcohol, food and smoking are not permitted under any circumstance in the swimming pool area. In addition to this, glass objects, drinking glasses and sharp objects are not permitted in the swimming pool area. Just remember, there is no smoking in the gym or pool area. As you can see here, there are some new steps that have been installed for a safe entry and exit from the pool. To maintain hygiene standards, showers must be taken prior to using the pool. Please note that you must not walk between the bathrooms and the pool through the gym whilst not wearing footwear and dripping wet. The same applies when leaving the swimming pool area. You simply must dry off before leaving. Footwear must be worn to and from the swimming pool area. Subject to any notices by the manager and/or the owner's corporation, the hours of use of the pool are from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Use outside of these hours is at the discretion of the manager and owner's corporation and must be arranged in advance. Children under 14 must be supervised at all times by an adult. Jumping, diving, running, ball games, noisy or hazardous activities are not permitted in the swimming pool area. All users of the swimming pool area do so at their own risk. When using the pool area, you must be suitably attired at all times, no nudity. The swimming pool area is for the use by residents only and no more than 2 guests at any one time per lot. All guests must be accompanied by a resident at all times and all of the aforementioned pool rules and guidelines followed. Each and every user of the pool must conduct themselves in a safe and proper manner and in accordance with any directions in respect to the user of this facility. All users must carry a towel for drying off prior to leaving the pool area. There are both male, female and 1 disabled or unisex showers with toilet as well. To use the showers, please note that you must first turn the tap on before pressing start on the shower timer to the side of the shower head. Please note the 3-minute time limit for hot water. There is also an accessible lift if required for access to the pool. Stay tuned now for an overview on how to use all of this fantastic techno gym equipment and how to perform exercises safely. Users of the pool area do so at their own risk and must not make any claim against the owner's corporation and must indemnify and keep indemnified the owner's corporation against any action, demand, cost, liability or loss due to any damage, loss, injury or death arising out of use of the pool area. We are now going to show you how to use each piece of gym equipment safely and in the correct manner. You will also see that on each piece of equipment, a QR sticker will be attached. Simply use your phone, and if you haven't already, download a QR Reader app and scan over the QR sticker. This will take you to the My Wellness app and you will get a video demonstration on the spot for how to use that machine. The first piece of equipment we're going to show you is the recumbent bike. Now Courtney's got her right hand on a yellow lever here that she will move to adjust the seat height. Now we obviously want to have a slight bend in the knees. Once she finds that spot, she releases the handle and she now moves her attention down to her feet, where she has an option to move the yellow and the black levers to move it tighter or looser to fit her foot. From there, we start pedaling, press start, and with the positive or minus button, move that up or down, and that's how you'd use it manually. There are options to obviously press programs and do different setups that way, but otherwise that's your recumbent bike. Up next, we've got the upright bike. Now setting the seat here, we want to do it first before getting on the bike. So we'll adjust this seat by pulling up the lever, moving it up or down, sitting at around about middle to top of her hip. Courtney will then sit on top of the bike. And when she's there, straight away put her feet in the stirrups, which we obviously know how to adjust them. She will then start pedaling. And as per the recumbent bike, press start, either choose a program or press plus or minus, and off we go with the upright bike. Next, we've got the great little Techno Gym spinning bike. There's 3 levers that you're going to need to know to move first and foremost. So the top one here, we're going to release that, which allows us to move the seat backwards or forwards. Once we're happy there, close that off. The other one is the seat height, which we take up or down, and obviously want to find a position that allows us to have a bent leg. Once that's locked in, we also have the opportunity to put the handlebars up or down as well. So for that part, we're going to get this little lever here at the front, lift it there, lift this up or down. Once we get to where we want to, we lock it in. Now we're going to get Courtney to come on over and work through the rest of the machinations of this bike. So Courtney will have a seat. She'll put her feet into the pedals, which if you've got actual cleats, these pedals allow you to have your feet on that side and put your cleats in. Otherwise, off we go. She can start pedaling. Now the touch screen for this one's a little different than having the QR codes. So what we do here, you can have an exercise goal in time, or you can set up some tests. But ultimately, we can press start and go through whatever suits yourself. But what we'll do here is just show you how the gears work. So on the left side here, Courtney, you've got a negative button to release and make it easier and smoother to pedal. Or if she wants more resistance, with her right hand, she'll give that a flick and that'll move it up there and off we go. So a great little exercise piece of equipment, and there we go with a spinning bike. So the treadmill, we've got two here obviously at Triptych. What we're going to do here is first of all understand what it means to be safe using it. So if ever in any trouble, Courtney, step aside. You can hold on and jump off to the side if at any case you feel a bit uneasy. Now the other part is a safety device that, Courtney, grab the clip. You can clip this onto the bottom of your t-shirt if you would like to, and should something go awry, which we'll show you at the end of the demonstration, and you were to fall off, it will pull it and turn it off straight away. Now, what I'd like to show you now is just how to start it. So you'll see there's an emergency stop button as well, but we're going to press start, so we'll do that. It'll take a little bit of time to get moving, and once we're moving, we have the option of a positive and minus on screen, or a positive and minus on this little right hand. So we'll take that up to 4.2, let's start with. Now once she's got that moving at 4.2, that's obviously well underway. If she would like to increase the incline, on her left hand, she has the opportunity to move the little lever upwards in 0.5s, or on screen using the positive and minus there. Now, let's pretend we're in the middle of this workout and something does go wrong and she wants to, or doesn't want to, but does happen to fall off. Pull on that little lever and it shuts it down, okay? Now that means that the whole machine needs to reset, but that's exactly how it can stop if needed. Otherwise, following the other prompts, you've got stop there. You also have an opportunity, if you don't want to do it manually, to follow one of these programs. And of course, use your QR code and your reader to get taken through the whole series of different programs that you can do. Here we have the Synchro Elliptical Cross Trainer. So the way this one works is it's on the same loop. So when Courtney starts moving here, you will notice that it just goes around the same loop in difference to the Vario Elliptical Cross Trainer we'll show you soon. So when moving on this one, she's got the option of holding both arms to move with, or not using the arms and just legs by holding the inner handles there. When we come up to the screen, we can press start, and then we have a number of options of pressing with the resistance level up or down, or moving to other different programs that we can use if we would like to use those instead. We're going to introduce you to the rower now. Now, first of all, we've got to find foot size. If you've got a big foot, this thing sits down nice and low to allow for a big foot. Otherwise, push it up, move that up, and that allows for a smaller foot, and so on and so forth. So we'll take a guess here that Courtney's going to have 2 holes showing on this one, 2 holes showing on this one, and we've then got this little strap to strap the foot in. So there's a lever here that you need to release to open it up, and then obviously, Courtney, chuck your foot in there, and we can then tighten that part first, and secondary, tighten this Velcro part on that side there. Same on the other side. Once we've got that in, she's set to go. Now we've got resistance down here, which starts at 0 and works its way up, okay? So we'll twist that across to get that. To get the screen going, she's gonna have to grab the handle and start rowing. Okay, so we'll get a couple of strokes in there and the rower will start working. You can see at the moment she's at a level 4 resistance. I can move that down to level 1, which is nice and light, or move it up to whatever number I'd like to go. But we'll take her to level 8 today. That's essentially how the rower works. Here we have the Vario Elliptical Cross Trainer. So it's a little bit different to the other one in as much as it moves with you. So rather than the same circuit that it goes around, what we have here, Courtney's going to start moving, and you'll notice that you can do small little steps, or you can branch it out to big long ones and long strides, or anywhere in between. So it's quite various. You can vary your positioning as you get through it. So once you're into an established routine and a nice little rhythm, what we'll do, obviously, look at the screen. We can press start. which enables us to just get the screen up and running and allow you to manually maneuver that with the positive or minus button on screen, or the positive and minus on the two tops of the handles here. She can obviously use both handles in this instance, or if she would just like to use legs, Courtney could hold on to those little handles there, keeping a nice upright back and just maintain a nice steady rhythm, and there you go. So the Kinesis Wall is a fantastic machine with so many opportunities to do so many varying exercises. We've got 3 handle points, one up top, one down here that can obviously move up or down, and we've got the bottom one down here that we can use as well. Now, there's so many different exercises that you can use, and again, we mentioned before, refer to the QR reader that you have on your wellness app to look at the QR code and pull out all the different exercises that you can do, but I'm just going to get Courtney in now to show you 3. One great exercise that we can do on here is called the lat pull down. Now, first of all, I need to introduce you to how to use the weight stack. Now, Courtney, if you could head over to the right arm there, you will notice that there's number 1 down to 16, and I'd like you to take that to a number 3. I think we'll do the trick on your right arm, 3 on your left arm. And then if you can grab the top 2 handles there, I'll get you to sit on this Swiss ball, get yourself into position. Okay, now Courtney's going to get up nice and straight with her back with a neutral spine. She's going to keep her shoulder blades down and gradually keeping her head back nice and straight. She's going to pull that down, activating and working her upper back muscles and then releasing back up again and again. And that's a fantastic lat pull down exercise. Next, we've got a row. Now for this position, Courtney's going to stand up nice and straight with her back nice and contracted through her shoulder blades. Her chest is going to be up, her chin nice and steady in a neutral position. And when I get out of the way here, she's going to gently squeeze back through her shoulder blades. So Courtney, off you go. Very good. And again. And that's a standing row. It could also be done sitting on a Swiss ball and doing a seated row, but really good for your posture. And a really good one for the glutes and for the legs is a weighted squat. So holding the lower handles here, Courtney's going to have a nice upright straight back, chin in a neutral position, and she's going to gently, breaking at the hips, push her out behind her towards the floor and lifting the weight back up, nice and straight, thrusting the hips at the top of the movement, down nice and smooth, up again, and that's a great way to use a squat on the Kinesis Wall. Here we've got the leg press. Now the leg press requires, first of all, feet being placed shoulder width apart. We will need to set ourselves up with the lever here on the side, which is your left hand. Grab the yellow lever, and that will allow you to move forwards or backwards. What we want to do is find a position where we're right in nice and close to it. So sort of to a comfortable position that allows you to get a maximum push from that position. So Courtney, if you could push out, and we don't want to lock legs out, so she'll get to a slight bend in her knee, and then she'll push back in again, keeping on stretch without the weights touching, and then trying to guide that through using your legs, both quads, hamstrings, and then also your glutes. There's a pin-loaded, obviously, socket there to pick the weight that you would like to use, and that's essentially what the leg press is. Here we've got the Techno Gym wall. Now the wall basically has 3 different pillars with a couple of exercise movements on each. I'm going to bring Courtney into this and show you some of those movements, but again, you can refer to your wellness app and go to the QR reader for some specific instructions. So the first pillar has a high pull and a low pull, otherwise known as a lat pull down in a seated row. Now the first thing we need to do is adjust this basically like a knee pad that it can either hold you in, or you can not use it at all and stabilize through your core instead. Now, if we wanted to use it, I would preferably do it before sitting down. It's a little bit more easy to navigate here. And you've got your hand underneath the hook, pull that, and then lower it down. Is that comfortable? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got it locked in there. Now the high pull or the lat pull down, Courtney, grab those handles. Of course, we're gonna select a weight that's suitable. She's gonna sit up nice and tall, stabilize through her core, and in a nice controlled motion, pull that down, squeezing through her shoulder blades with a neutral spine. So that's the high pull. One more repetition there, Courtney, and we'll release that one. And the second part on this pillar is the low sort of pull, or otherwise known as a seated row. And she's going to again sit up nice and tall, back straight, squeezing through her shoulder blades, pull that in, working the back muscles, great for posture. And that's that one. Now we'll move to the next pillar. Moving to the middle pillar here, we have a chest press and a shoulder press. Now, for this one, we've got 2 arm levers to use for it. We need to initially set the seat height. Now, it's a bit finicky, so you'll need to lift it and move it down, or lift it and move it up. I'll settle for there for Courtney. Push it into place. Okay, make sure you're comfortable. Courtney, have a seat. Now, she's first of all going to start with the chest press, which are the 2 upper arms. So grab those if you can. You'll need to reach around, grab the 2 handles, sit up nice and tall, chest nice and proud, shoulders back and down, chin back and nice and steady and neutral, and when ready, push that forward. Okay, we've already selected the weight that we wanted to use, and that's the chest press part of it. Then we'll move and swap those arms down to the lower ones, and we're now going to do an overhead shoulder press. So she'll lift those up to sort of almost like an L position with her elbows, nice and steady, body tall, keeping her neck relaxed and pushing that up, breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down, and one more repetition there. And that's the overhead shoulder press. So that's the second and the middle pillar. Now we'll move to the third and final pillar. The third and final pillar for this wall is this one over here, which has 3 exercises in one. We have core, which is basically a crunch position, and then we have a leg extension and a leg curl. So I'm going to get Courtney to take us through each of those 3 movements in one. But first of all, we need to know that for the first 2 exercises, we need to adjust this back support. Now there's a lever just in behind the seat that will be pulled upwards, and then you will move this seat forward if you're shorter legs or shorter, or if you've got longer legs and you've got obviously a bigger hip position to move back from, we move it back. So in Courtney's case, I'm 6'2", you're a little shorter than me, Courtney, so we'll move it forward a bit, okay? Lock it in. Courtney's now gonna have a seat, and she's gonna set up for the first exercise being for her core, being her abdominals. Now, for this one, Courtney's got the option of grabbing 3 different hand positions, but we'll take the middle one I think will be best for you today, Courtney, okay? She's gonna sit up nice and tall with good posture, and in a second when we get going, she's just gonna crunch forward, but keeping her neck up nice and straight and following her body forward. So Courtney, let's go, a little crunch forward. Try and keep your head up a little straighter and take your body forward in that motion. So that's the thing, a lot of people will have a tendency to push their head down, but we wanna keep our body up tall and bring ourselves forward. Okay, so that's the core or crunch type motion. The next one, if we let go of those handles, she's now gonna just basically put her feet in behind the little pads at the front there, which enable us now to do a leg extension for our quads. So sitting nice and tall, she's got her hands on the handlebars to hold a nice straight back position, and she's going to gently lift that up, working her quads, and then gently back down, keeping on stretch so we don't want the weights to bang, lift it up again, and that's the leg extension for her quads. Now the last one, probably the most finicky one to work around here, is to stand up. We need to turn around, and you'll notice that there's a handle here, and she wants to use the middle pad for her left leg. And when she comes and does the other leg, she'll hold onto this handle and have her hand in the middle here. So if we can set this up here, Courtney's got a little lever to pull out to the side, which will move the positioning of the seat. This comes up here now, locks in, and Courtney's then going to turn herself around, set herself up with a foot just in behind the pad on her left leg. You'll notice that she's off center here. She'll put her left hand forward onto the towel that she's got there on the back pad, and her right hand onto the handle. And when ready, she's going to work her hamstring by lifting that up towards her backside, using that pad there to squeeze up against, and in a nice controlled motion, that's a leg curl. Now obviously after she's finished that one, she'd swap sides and do the other side as well, but that then completes the wall. And last of all, we've got this adjustable incline bench. Now it's currently set up in an upright position. It can be used obviously for a shoulder press with the many dumbbells that are nearby. But if we would like to reduce this back to a 45-degree position or completely flat, I've got a lever down on the other side here that I will just gently lower, take it back to a 45-degree position or all the way down to flat. Now, there's also a little lever at the front here if I'd like to adjust the angle of the actual seat as well. Remember to download your wellness app, use your QR codes, and thanks for watching. Please note that the Owners Corporation have the right to revoke your access should you breach any of the rules outlined within.